Hi, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing a very special, very powerful energy time reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the YouTube algorithm see that you guys like this video, this channel. It gets us out to more people, and I wouldn't be here without you all. So thank you so very much. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see the energy we need to be mindful of during this powerful energy time. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This is the King of Swords reversed. So Gemini were represented by the swords in the minor arcana. We're represented by the lovers in the major arcana. We can have a tendency to get in our own way during this time, and being aware of that is super important. Also, we can be a little bit blunt and a little bit sharp with things and want to seek out like the facts of it without the emotion of it. We need both to balance, and that's going to be really important. We are also going to be kind of attracted, not kind of, we're going to be attracted to people who are rather blunt, and one might even describe them as cruel. And we're going to think, well, they're telling me what I need to hear, right? They're helping me to grow and develop and evolve. The thing is, they might be helping you a bit, but their intention isn't to kindly help you grow. It is to be caustic and rude and just not a nice person. So just be aware of this during this time, that we're going to run into these people. And the thing is that this person, they're not terribly clever. They can clothe themselves really well. They know how to present themselves really well. They can even talk at times really well. But the thing is that you're going to be a bit smarter than this person. It's kind of funny because they get annoyed at that. You're going to be a bit smarter, a bit more successful, a bit more even powerful in your own spirit and essence of self than this person. So don't let them take you for a ride because you don't deserve it. Let's see what spirit has to say. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. And here we have rejoice. We need to make time during this time period, during this day, because what we're talking about here is we're talking about the solstice. Wherever you are in the world, whether it's the summer or the winter solstice, one of the four most powerful energy times in our year are the solstices and the equinoxes. And this is a time where we're going to have to rejoice. We're going to need to specially make time for ourselves to say, I'm rejoicing in my life. I'm choosing to be happy. I'm choosing to be positive. I'm choosing to move forward in joy and rejoicing in that joy. It's going to be a conscious effort. Choosing happiness is something that sounds so logical and yet it's so difficult, because if it was easy, everybody would be happy. But it's so much easier to have a lower energy vibration and to feel miserable and to feel, just completely overwhelmed and beaten down. And then for the world to say, I'm going to give you more because that's easy energy to give you. The rejoicing energy, the positive energy, the powerful energy. It's not harder, but it is harder for our bodies at times to attune to, to really, embrace. So being aware of that is going to be super, super important during this time, making time to rejoice. Let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Angels and spirit guides. Oh, okay. So what's really funny here. Okay, we have the Page of Swords reversed. Again, we're going to have a tendency to get in our own way. Astrologically speaking, Mercury is moving really quickly through the month of June. Okay, and we are ruled by Mercury. So there's this influx of knowledge coming in, coming in, coming in, and it can always make us feel just a little bit off balance, right? We're taking in, we're learning, we're understanding so much, but we're also being pushed out of our comfort zone because of this Mercury element. And we can see that it's kind of making us wobbly. We're going to overthink things, overanalyze things, sit there and say, oh, I shouldn't have said that. I should have done this. I shouldn't have done this. I should have done that. Stop. Stop. Calm and center yourself. I'm also feeling a blockage in the throat chakra. So meditating during this time, highly beneficial, okay? The summer solstice, winter solstice, if you're in the southern hemisphere, right? The solstices and the equinoxes are our time to connect with our spiritual self. There are highly energized, highly powerful, times in our lives that we don't even notice. There's a reason that these time periods are sacred in so many cultures, and so much throughout history. So this is a time where if we want to embrace meditation, all right, there is a link in the description box below for joint meditation times if you want to do that. And that's what Spring Forest Qigong. And if you want to do just private meditation, the summer solstice, winter solstice, the solstices, they're the time to connect. And so here, we need to connect with our throat chakra. That is going to be something that during this time, on this day, if we can connect with our throat chakra, with our voice, with what we want, what we're discovering, what we're looking for within ourselves, that's going to be really important. Now, let's start talking about things astrologically speaking, okay? Because the solstice is in between Saturn going retrograde on the 17th of June and Neptune stationary retrograde on the 30th of June, okay? Now, Saturn really can bring power and control into focus, and we can really sit there and kind of like have power struggles, control struggles, be kind of fighting against things during this time or not liking being told what to do. So be aware of that. Neptune can have us feeling astoundingly emotional, emotionally overwhelmed. We can feel very sensitive. We can feel, just like this close to the verge of tears. Or we can even give way to tears and be like, what the heck am I crying about? That's Neptune coming in. We are very aware of, deception. We're very aware of illusion. If you want to go more into this, in the description box below, I have linked Pam Gregory. No, not Gregory. Yeah, Gregory. Pam Gregory. She's brilliant here on YouTube, so check her out. We also have Neptune squared the galactic center, which increases our psychic ability. We're fighting against our own psychic ability during this time. Why? Who knows? Who knows? It's part of where we are, spiritually, astrologically speaking in our journey. So during this time where we're moving so fast, we're having so much knowledge come at us, and we're questioning our own psychic intuitiveness. That's harsh for us. That's harsh for us, Gemini, because we're seekers, we're questioners, we're looking more deeply into things. So just know here we have the High Priestess reversed. I mean, we're questioning that. We're also questioning our heart. For a lot of us Geminis, there's the question, will I ever find love? Will I ever find what I love? Will I ever be able to move forward in love? And the thing is that it's like, yeah, you will. Once you accept yourself psychically, empathically, emotionally, this way. And yet we're going to be really railing against this. Now, Jupiter is in Taurus, which calls us to find the simple joys. I mean, it really calls us to find the simple joys. And if we are born on the cusp of Taurus, or if we have strong Taurus in our chart, we're really being called to slow down and look at things more joyously, simply. We can find that we can be almost repulsed by the super extravagant. It's like, it's just not right for our spirit. So just be aware of that. A lot of the dreams that we have, we're reevaluating them. We also are going to have a tendency during this time, Gemini, just to call ourselves foolish. Just to think all my dreams were foolish. Everything that I wanted was silly and childish. and I'm done. I'm done being churlish. I'm going to move forward in a much more practical way. And that's slightly going to make us wilt and, shrivel and not be the precocious, lovely Gemini, excuse me, lovely Gemini that we are. Now, Venus and Mars are in Leo. We need beauty in our lives. We do. We need beauty, brilliance, color, light. We need that. So being aware of that is going to be really important. With the Page of Swords reversed, we're resisting being a student or having a hard time being a student. We can find that if we're trying to learn something during this time, we need to go back to our notes. We need to relook at things, revisit things, get a better understanding. Spirit is talking to us. We're not listening. We have such an idea of the way that we're supposed to be moving forward with the Four of Cups, right? We have such an idea of, well, this is where it's supposed to be. And Spirit's like, hey, look over here. We're like, no, thank you. I'm busy. I'm busy trying to make this work. What we're going to find is that we're exhausting ourselves by fighting. We're exhausting ourselves by being so certain that our way is the right way. And Spirit is telling us, hey, look over here. And we're going to find during this time that we need to connect with us. We need to connect with what we desire, with what we want, with what's important to us, and open up that door. That's going to be really big for us. And Spirit is going to have us trip up when we think we know better, when we think it has to be just like this. And Spirit's like, get out of your comfort zone. Get out of your ideas and ideals and ask, which way am I supposed to move forward? Connecting with your angels, connecting with your spirit guides, saying, which way am I supposed to move forward? And having the blessing come to us. That's going to be a really big deal. Because we always thought it was A or it was B. It was one road or it was another. And now we're seeing that even, kind of the ideas that we had, the different paths that we had, we're thinking, is that even what I want to follow? Is that how I want to move forward? Is that where I need to be? Questioning that and looking at that, that's important. It's important to question. The Buddha says, question everyone, even me. And it's important to question. And it's like the gift of life for Geminis, right? To question, to seek. But we don't have right now that firm foundation that we want. We feel very off balance. And because we feel off balance, we're not seeing these two roads, and then we're not cutting the ties. We're kind of like, I'm going to make this work. It's going to work. It has to work. It's working for everybody else. It should very well work for me. It works for everybody else. That's fine. You know what? A lot of people, it doesn't work for. A lot of people are too caught up to even realize that they're miserable or to think that there's anything more, waiting for them. Here, stop. If you're upset, stop and ask why. If you're overwhelmed, stop and ask why. It is time to choose to rejoice, to look at the little things. And sometimes they're very little things that have us say, I'm happy. I'm happy with this. I'm happy with that. And start building on your happiness. It will be very easy to slip into other people's paths, other people's way of saying, well, it's supposed to be like this. And it moves us to losing sight of our dreams. Because we're trying to be so terribly sensible that we forget to be just terribly us. And if we're moving in life in a way of love and peace and compassion, and we're not hurting anyone, why not let our dreams shine forward? Why not let our dreams be a part of our day-to-day life? We're looking and searching and seeking. And it's a lot of anger that has pulled us away from our dreams. A lot of disappointments that make us say, I can't have this. I'm pretty sure I shared with you this before, but I'm not entirely certain. I was talking to a master of Qigong, and he said, smile. And I thought, why? Why smile? Why is smiling important? He says we have meridians along our jaw and on our lips. When we smile, the meridian along our jaw is for the liver, which is where we hold our anger. The meridians on our lips is for our pancreas, which is where we hold our fear. When we start to smile, we start to release our anger and our fear. We start to become unstuck. When they say smile, it raises your serotonin, smile, it makes you happier, smile, it improves your life. That was never enough for me. I thought, by simply smiling, if I can, release the blockages in my liver and my pancreas, like, that's awesome. That's awesome. So smile, smile. I've been doing it, and it is good. Even on your bad days, even on days where you're like, I don't feel like this, I'm tired, I'm cranky, I want to throw a hissy fit like a toddler, smiling calms you down. It doesn't make everything perfect, but it calms you down. It centers you. It's time to start connecting with our magic, with our energy, with our intuitive connection to the world. We're not separate beings, so terribly clever that we don't need the earth anymore. We need to connect. We need to ground ourselves. And we need to see our own spiritual understanding that's moving us forward. This is going to be a time, with Neptune squared the galactic center, this is a time for quite some time. And check that out in Pam Gregory's, videos. But this is going to be a time for quite some time where we have this awakening. We are awakening, and we're fighting it right now. And we're fighting this tremendous pull forward. And we're thinking, no, this can't be. No, I don't want this. And Spirit's like, yes, you do. And even for people who are in tuned, we're awakening deeper. And it can be scary. How do I go off the normal, beaten track and do something so terribly eccentric, so terribly easy to tease, type of thing? And it's like, you follow the path that divinity is showing you. We're so certain we know the right way that we're ignoring our gifts. We're ignoring what we desire. This is a time of tremendous healing energy. We need to connect with it. This is a time of beauty and power, and we just feel out of sorts. So during the solstice, we can feel out of sorts. Days before, days after, we can feel like, oh man, we can feel like we have a cold. We're a bit achy. We're tired. We're overwhelmed. And it's like, what the heck is going on here? We're trying to find a balance, subconsciously even, with the energy that's coming forward, which says, embrace your intuitive self. And when you embrace your intuitive self, don't give so much of you that it drains you. We need to find that balance of connecting while still healing us instead of healing everyone and forgetting about ourselves. Because you see a lot of healers, they're drained, they're overwhelmed, they're tired. And it's like, we need to fill us up too. You need a gallon to fill a cup. That's so true. If you're going to give, you need to have more than just the bare essentials, keeping you going to be able to give to others. And that's going to be this time for us, this time of healing, this time of connecting. It's like, wow, I can have my dreams. And you'll see as you embrace this path of embracing your heart. You don't have to be a healer. You don't have to be, a psychic. You don't have to do anything extreme. It's just embracing this energy. It's saying, okay, I'm going to listen to my intuition. Okay, you know what? I'm going to ask my angels, what they see, what they're saying. I'm going to walk gently on this earth and see what happens. Because once you embrace that, Gemini, and you stop trying to walk a conventional path, but walk your own path, all of a sudden, the world opens for you. All of a sudden, divinity says, here's your gift. Drink deeply of it. Here's your gallon. Take your fill. Our subconscious energy to be mindful of is the Princess of Pentacles. During this time, we can get rather, Spirit just said belligerent, okay? And we can have people around us who are rather belligerent with their spending habits, with the sense of, well, I deserve this. And it's like, okay, but let's make sure that it's rational, and let's make sure that we can move forward in prosperity. There's also going to be somebody who has a really great idea or a really great way of looking at things, but it's not quite developed fully yet. And so we have to be aware of that too. It's like, don't put the cart before the horse energy coming forward. Our subconscious spirit message here is spontaneous. We need to be spontaneous. We need to embrace the joy and the freedom and say, why not? Why not go after it? Spontaneity is going to be very important, even if it's just little bits of spontaneity throughout a structured day. Let yourself have that fun. Geminis, I always see us, I myself am a Gemini, as butterflies. Here we have the butterflies reversed, right? They're not able to fly. They're not able to go and be free the way that they want to be. There's something here where it's like we're not letting ourselves go and be free and flutter and, collect the music and poetry and ideas of the world and just see where it takes us. That's what we are. There's a line in the Last Unicorn. It's talking about butterflies just ride the winds, collecting, bits of, well, I think it's poetry and song. And, they never fill their heads up more than just with fluff because that's all they have time for. And I'm not saying here that we only have time for fluff, but I'm saying that we connect with the beautiful, fleeting passages of life so profoundly that we need them. We need them. And they need to be a part of us. Our subconscious tarot message is the Ten of Wands. We're carrying too much. We're either trying to do too much or we have too many dreams and we're not letting ourselves focus. This is a time where we have to say, I'm done. I've completed a cycle of making myself into a beast of burden. I've completed a cycle of being a workhorse and I'm done. I'm done. I'm putting down the burden. Because there has to be more to life than just the mud on your shoes. There has to be. And it's time to look up. It's time to see the expanse of sky above us. It's time to be freed from the burdens, the overthinking, the overanalyzing, the wanting it to be just so. It's never going to be as we dreamt. It's never going to be absolutely perfect. I know sometimes people rail against that. They're like, it can be absolutely perfect. For moments. But to have a lifetime of exactly how we dreamt is usually beyond most human beings. It is possible, but it can also be exhausting. So here, see where the divine takes you. But it's time to release the burdens. It's time to release the sense of, I know exactly how it has to be. And we're tying it within our voice. We've limited ourselves in our speech or in our expression. And that's one way, Gemini, that we just can't be limited. So be aware of this. All right. All right, Gemini. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Gemini. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. Embrace this day of healing. Embrace this powerful energy. God bless. Bye.